I heard that all you need to live in a beautiful home with large windows that frame the sea is to put in.
I think, well, all of us have just been at home, like every musician, for years, and the idea of jumping out of that into like one of the biggest shows that we've ever played before is incredibly cool. Furthermore, I mean, Mexico have always been really, really supportive and loving, and when we've done our shows here, I mean, the response has just been kind of overwhelming. So we're just kind of looking forward to, like, you know, more of touring one of our favorite places in the world. I've written way too many songs to even count over the pandemic, so the next goal really is to kind of pick which 10 or 12 of those represent a record and hone them and make them, you know, perfect, or whatever you call perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of funny to try to identify like a much simpler shape in an incredibly complex shape, because there was just so much going on, and it's like, how do you abbreviate that in a way that does your experiences justice? Probably a filmmaker. Well, one of two things, either a filmmaker or a programmer. I absolutely love writing software and kind of making our own bespoke tools for the live rig, just because it's like, when something isn't quite how you want it, you can just change it. And I think that's super fun. And film is, you know, very much the same way. If the light isn't quite how you like it, you just change it. You just put up a huge silk, or, you know, you block out the sun and change things to be exactly what's in your head. So I think, I don't know, I'm attracted to these professions where like you have like a tremendous amount of control to make something as perfect as you can possibly make it. My like primary goal, I guess, in writing most songs is to just make sense of or give like a picture, a story, a shape, a timeline to the way I'm feeling, and you know, it's often kind of a therapeutic vehicle in that respect. Some experiences are just kind of like all over the place and don't have a whole lot of shape and form to them, and writing about them and allowing the creative side of your brain to process them in its own way can kind of provide some real closure. It's gotten me through a lot of stuff, just writing songs, even if I never even put them out. It's just like something I did. It's like, it's kind of like therapy. Oh, I don't know. It's always, it's a funny thing, because I feel like the people I admire most are like, it's like too close to me in terms of what I'm doing. And I think like the much more interesting collaborations might come from working with like a fantastic horn arranger, or someone that like operates in a completely different hemisphere of the music world. And I think, I don't know, I mean, Vince Mendoza, for instance, is just someone who I've always dreamed of working with. He did all of the strings on Vespertine, Bjork's record, and like, that for me is just like how I believe strings should be arranged. That's how it should be done. So it would be very cool to see what he'd do sometime. Bitten by angry light, photographers. You know, when people go running across the front of the stage and they like high five everybody? Well, I'm like the clumsiest person you'll ever meet. So midway through high fiving everybody, I just fell off the front of the stage, and like, you know, it was like 10 feet. I don't know. I was actually fine, which is amazing, because I'm like I'm the least athletic person ever. But yeah, I made it. It was embarrassing though. It was actually U2 at Madison Square Garden. My dad was like, "We have to go see U2," and so we did. And it was a pretty big first concert to go to, because, you know, everything I went to after that, I was, you know, a little 12, 13-year-old kid thinking like, wow, this is not as big as that U2 concert. So it took a while to get that out of my head. But they were great, you know, they're a great big rock band. I would like to be able to materialize any food that I want right in front of me, like Star Trek style. I took up the saxophone during COVID. None of my music has ever had me playing sax on it yet, but it will. I practice it all the time and really enjoy it, like kind of finding a way to like mechanize our own like respiratory system. It's like this real interesting connection to a machine that like I don't get from other instruments. Like it's so natural and so mechanical at the same time. And for that reason, it's actually been a really interesting writing tool, because there's so much comes out of you when you kind of break down those walls of like, you know, what you're able to produce as a performer. And I've been really enjoying like, you know, expressing melody through that instrument as opposed to trying to like hand my way through a keyboard. Favorite cartoon growing up? Angry Beavers was up there, but no, it was SpongeBob. My pizza place, Sal's Pizza. Like 80% of the matter that makes up my body has been made from Sal's Pizza, I would say. It's just great, and anytime I like get a chance to take a band there, or anybody who's coming through, I do, because it's kind of our gym. Hola Mexico, I'm Elliot Moss, and you can download my music on Trebel.
That all you need to be famous and